Another week, another protest. Find out what caused United students this past week. Then, find out how some students are trying to get ahead of the curve when it comes to professors.
Plus, find out how these people are making every step count. All this and more tonight on Panthervision.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM Panthervision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
Good evening. The controversy in Arizona stirs up passion at home.
We go now to Panthervision's Eddie Hamilton, who has the story.
We're not criminals. We're the same as you.
A rally at Spates Plaza is protesting Arizona's new law.
How do we not believe that this is a racist law?
It allows law enforcement to ask anyone for proof of U.S. citizenship. And Joel Ramirez says he is not happy.
But we got to fight for it, and classifying citizens as second-class citizens when you're like, you look illegal. How do you know I'm illegal? I could have my papers, I could have everything that you have, but the fact that I have brown skin gives you right to legally racial profile me. That's my main problem with it.
But this rally has another message.
And supple and straight of revolution.
Telling Congress to pass the DREAM Act, a bill that allows all undocumented students who have lived in the U.S. for more than 5 years to get financial aid for college.
Everybody in this country is an immigrant. Everybody deserves an opportunity to attend school and to get a higher education and to get educated. Undocumented students don't have financial aid, so it's hard for them to pay school. After high school, it's hard for them to attend college because college is so expensive.
With chants of "Yes, we can," Jose and these students are telling Congress they want to be heard. In Milwaukee, I'm Eddie Hamilton for Panthervision.
Students from both UWM and MATC organized the event, along with students from 10 Milwaukee area high schools.
UWM is one step closer to building a new innovation park on the old county grounds in Wauwatosa. The Wauwatosa Common Council voted 13-2 to approve UWM's plans for the site and voted 15-0 to rezone the site for UWM's use. According to the university, they should be ready to purchase the land by September.
UWM administrators are playing a waiting game in their plan to buy Columbia Hospital in hopes of seeing the selling price drop. Possible uses of the complex include non-student housing such as apartments for the elderly. Early estimates indicate it would cost roughly $230 per square foot to renovate the former hospital space. UWM students say no to renovating the Union. Students voted down a proposal to increase segregated fees to pay for a $75 million renovation. Of the nearly 2,600 students who voted, 43% voted for the proposal and 57% voted against it.
UWM police are investigating 2 armed robberies near campus. A 29-year-old man was walking on the 2600 block of Kramer Avenue when he was approached by 2 suspects on Tuesday night. The suspects pushed the man down, took his cell phone and cash and fled the area. Then, only a couple hours later, a 21-year-old man was sitting outside a residence in the 2900 block of Hackett Avenue when he was approached by 3 suspects. The suspects obtained the man's wallet, cash, and cell phone. UWM police recommend if you are the victim of a crime to cooperate and turn over your property. The UWM police are also investigating a strong-arm robbery on the 2900 block of Maryland Avenue. 2 suspects approached a 19-year-old male from behind and choked and threw him to the ground. The suspects took the victim's cell phone and cash. This comes after a string of 3 robberies in the 30 minutes in which police took into custody 3 suspects. Police say that one of the suspects was armed with a gun.
A UWM student is recovering after a light pole comes crashing down on top of her. It happened last week during a windstorm. The 19-year-old was sitting at a table in Spates Plaza when the light pole toppled down, coming to rest on her back. She was taken to a hospital where she was treated and released. UWM Vice Chancellor Tom Lujak says engineers are inspecting all light poles on campus.
Marquette University officials are reeling from a controversy surrounding the search for a new dean. Seattle University professor Dr. Jody O'Brien was originally offered the position of Dean of Arts and Sciences, but the offer was rescinded after university officials found scholarly writing published by O'Brien that ran contrary to Catholic belief. Critics accuse Marquette of rescinding the offer because O'Brien is a lesbian. But in a statement, MU President Father Robert Wild says his decision is, quote, not about sexual identity. The university will hold a listening session regarding the issue on Tuesday.
Registration for next semester is in full swing. Panthervision's Andy Ambrosius reports on how some students are trying to get an edge on class planning.
New classmates, new projects. But having the right professor can make all the difference when choosing classes. Tessa Chadre thinks she may have the answer. It's a website called ratemyprofessors.com.
Just search for them and you see what other people have to say about them, and you can rate how easy the class is or how hard the class is, how much homework you get, if they're hot or not.
The site covers over 6,000 schools and more than 1 million professors. Students can log on and rate instructors on things like easiness and helpfulness. They can also leave comments. RateMyProfessors.com can be a great way for students to express their thoughts anonymously, but some professors think that it can be less than accurate. Like communications teacher Allie Gattoni. She thinks the ratings on the website should be taken with a grain of salt.
I don't know if there's a way to control who goes on and how many people are rating. You know, you could maybe as a professor, I don't know, go on yourself and give yourself great ratings. Then that might not be realistic.
Regardless of the risk, Tessa says the site has been a huge help so far.
I've picked bad teachers, yes, but not the fault of ratemyprofessors.com.
So she's planning to search the site for semesters to come. In Milwaukee, I'm Andy Ambrosius for Panthervision.
MyProfessor.com has been around for nearly a decade, but has gained popularity following a recent purchase by MTV Networks. Students now have the opportunity to upload pictures of their professors, as well as rate an entire campus.
Coming up, free food, live music, and a man with a lasso. We'll show you what holiday celebration has brought all three of these to campus.
And find out how some people are taking steps toward a good cause. All this and more coming up on Panthervision.
Learn more. The University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Visit uwm.edu for information.
It happens every day. It doesn't stop when you reach a certain age. We're all of us learning, even now. You see something in a person's face and see all they struggle to learn. It could be we are here solely to remind each other what must not be missed or ignored, but celebrated. When do we stop learning? Maybe never.
In Chinese medicine, that the body has to move.
Thanks for watching UWM Panthervision, Judge Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. Panthervision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
Welcome back. It's been celebrated in the United States and Mexico for more than 100 years.
And as Panthervision's Carly Capel reports, UWM is joining in on that celebration.
Typical night in the Union Ballroom. There are colorful dancers lighting up the stage, a mariachi band, and a man with some serious rope skills. Even for people who aren't fluent in Spanish, they know that Cinco de Mayo means the 5th of May. And for some students, like Eddie Gutierrez, it's an excuse to put their homework on hold and go party.
I was actually just in the area. I was studying at the library, and I was searching online to see if there's anything going on for Cinco de Mayo. I have a close Mexican heritage, so I just wanted to get out and experience something just even a little bit.
And what would a Cinco de Mayo party be without food?
I liked how completely free the food was. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, the food was real good. The chimichangas and churro, it's all good stuff.
But UWM student Erica Hernandez is here for a special reason.
Well, there's a festival called Mexican Fiesta, August 22nd to the 24th. And there's a competition, a scholarship pageant that they have every year for girls to compete. And this past year I won the title as Miss Mexican Fiesta for the Fiesta.
This is the 5th year that UWM has held the Cinco de Mayo celebration, and attendees say that each year the party gets bigger and better.
It's always a really nice program, or they usually have like the folk dancing, and maybe one year we came here and they had like dance instruction.
This year, audience members could give rope spinning a try. But for some, it might be the start of a new pastime.
I really wanted to partake in the lasso. I might buy one after this is over and do it at home.
In Milwaukee, I'm Carly Capel for Panthervision.
This year's Cinco de Mayo celebration was co-sponsored by Union Socio-Cultural Programming and the Roberto Hernandez Center. 2 Emmy-nominated journalists visit UWM. Kira Kay and Jason Maloney spoke in the Golda Meir Library. The pair recently completed a series of reports for PBS's NewsHour, covering time in East Timor, Bosnia, Haiti, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The pair talked about their experiences and took questions from listeners.
Walking. It's something most of us do without giving a second thought. But what if you could start walking with a purpose? Panthervision's Zoranda Sanford found out just what it means to make every step count.
Summerfest grounds opened its gates a bit early this year, inviting Marquette's Jazz Group and Wauwatosa High School's Dance Squad for a better cause.
I love you, Uncle Steve!
A number of organizations came out in force to support the 2010 MS Walk. For instance, Accorda Therapeutics, whose I Walk Because campaign encourages people who are affected by MS.
We sponsor the National MS Society by coming to walks across the country, including here in Milwaukee, to run a program called the I Walk Because program, which gives people an opportunity to express why they're walking, whether it's for people with MS, whether it's for themselves or family members or friends.
I walk because I can. Many people with MS can't. Walking comes natural when you're able to. But when you are living with multiple sclerosis, like Crystal Johnson, walking becomes a memory.
I can't get up and walk from my house down to the lake anymore because I would have preferred to have walked from home to here today. But that's basically the only thing that's really changed. My mobility is an issue.
Not all MS sufferers are bound to a wheelchair. Take Amada Fuentes, a 23-year-old mother of 3.
Double vision comes in and out. I have spasticity in my upper extremities. My balance is a little off sometimes. My speech can be off a little sometimes, and I have really bad fatigue.
2 different people with 2 different stories, yet Accorda Therapeutics caters to them both.
We make 2 products. One is a product called Xanaflex, which treats spasticity, which for people with MS and other brain or spinal cord injuries, they have kind of involuntary muscle spasms where large muscles like lock up and they can't control it. We also have a drug called Ampera, which was just recently approved by the FDA, and it helps people with MS improve their walking ability.
Every step counts when you're walking for a cause, and they walk because many MS sufferers can't. In Milwaukee, I'm Zoranda Sanford for Panthervision.
Nearly 3,000 walkers turned out in support of finding a cure for multiple sclerosis.
And Panthervision's Kyle Warnke is here with the weather. Kyle, what's it looking like outside?
Right now it's looking gorgeous. We got some nice clear skies and got some rain moving in later. But let's take a look at last week's weather. We had 5 days in a row in 70-degree weather. And take a look at this. Students out walking around, studying, and then sleeping, enjoying the nice warm weather for a few days there. Beginning part of May, 5 days in a row at 70 degrees. That's not very typical for this time of year, but we're getting back into the normal May weather patterns. Currently, we're looking at a high of about 52 with a dew point at 38, pressure at 30.36 inches and rising. So what that's going to mean is sunny skies for now, but we are keeping an eye on a system of some clouds and storms that are moving our way right now, way out to the west, but we'll get more on that in just a minute. Today, for the rest of the afternoon, we're looking at some partly cloudy skies, high of about 55 degrees with low at 44 for the overnight. Precipitation, here it comes overnight, 100% chance. It's right now sitting out over the Dakotas and the areas just around between North and South Dakota and into Colorado. But let's take a look at the lows right now. Rhineland are 28 degrees way up north, and the reason for that is because we have high pressure that's dominating our system right now. And what high pressure does is it rotates in a clockwise position here, and that's sitting out over Lake Michigan. And when we have a high pressure system rotating clockwise, that gets rid of all of our clouds. And without any clouds, we don't have any blanket of warmth to keep us warm for the overnight. So all of the air that we had, all the warm weather, just kind of radiates out, and that's called radiational cooling. That happens when we have high pressure without any clouds. So right now we're looking at 36 in Eau Claire, 34 in Green Bay, La Crosse 39, Madison 37. Down here in Milwaukee, that lake is actually keeping us warm and kept us warm overnight with 44 degrees. Oshkosh 35. So not too bad. It's pretty standard temperature conditions for this time of year. Highs for today, Rhinelander 57, Eau Claire 59, La Crosse 57, Madison 57. So mid-50s pretty much all over around the state. Milwaukee 55, a little bit of a breeze coming in off the lake, and so that's going to keep us just a little bit cooler, but pretty standard again for this time of year in May, which is pretty typical for right now in Wisconsin. But we are looking at some low pressure that's coming our way, and again, I said it's over the Colorado and the borders from the Dakotas, and what that's going to do is going to bring us some rain for the overnight and into the rest of the week. So tonight we're looking at cloudy skies, low of about 44 degrees, winds from the southeast at about 10 miles per hour. And then for the rest of the week, here comes the rain. Rain and windy tomorrow, high of about 49, so pretty chilly rain conditions, low of 40. Wind from the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then the rest of the week, Wednesday, rain again. Later on in the evening, possible chance of some good thunderstorms coming too. High of about 52, low of 43. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, looking a little bit better. Thursday, still a little bit of rain, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 60 degrees, 61, 63, and sunshine. So that means is the weekend is going to be gorgeous for getting out and grilling, and for those of us who might be graduating or any students graduating, it's going to be a nice weekend for getting outside, kind of celebrating for graduation, and looking forward to better tomorrows with future job endeavors. So hopefully the forecast of nice weather will kind of anticipate we'll get into some good forecasting for future careers. We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, anytime there's good weather for grilling, I'm all in. I'm for it.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Kyle.
You're welcome.
In a bold step, Governor Jim Doyle announces the creation of the Clean Energy Consortium. The consortium will build upon the network of energy research between UWM and UW-Madison. Among other things, the research will focus on energy efficiency, wind turbines, fuel cells, and biocells.
MATC students are working with professional producers on a TV pilot. The pilot is about a show on healthy eating habits. Nick Koselniak has the story.
With healthy eating and cheap, simple meals becoming more and more prevalent in today's society, Ron Coleman's story, Woody's World, attempts to teach children about healthy eating.
Woody is the idealistic young wooden spoon who wants to have a cooking show and make it a better world and a better place to be, a healthier place.
The students' access to MATC's professional motion capture system, as well as state-of-the-art video equipment, gave them the opportunity to work with professionals.
Throughout my life, I was given opportunity, and I just feel it's my opportunity to pay back.
But it's been pretty interesting, seeing how they view things and how they decide to get certain shots.
I think what we have here at MATC is a very, very interesting makeup here. We have animation, we have television, and we have creative graphic design and Vicom. Between all of that, these creative technologies that we have can all be combined, and I don't think anything can stop us from making anything. I mean, this is the perfect making and the perfect group of students and faculty and technology to make new things come to life.
This professional experience is a great opportunity for students to get a real-world experience. I am Nick Kaselniak with the MATC report for Panthervision.
The students are currently in the editing process of the pilot. Coming up, find out how one student plans on turning his final exam into a career.
And Athletic Director George Kuntz remains on leave. We'll give you all the latest. Well, the spring sports season is wrapped.
Boy, it's amazing how many stars there are. You know what's really amazing, Clell, is that recent discoveries within the Orion Nebula lend credence to the theory of a whole other solar system, predating our own, of course, the origins of which remain in microscopic gaseous form, thus increasing the chances of our not being alone. Let's see.
Thanks for watching UWM Panthervision, Judge Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. Panthervision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
Well, the spring sports season is wrapping up.
Here's Jenny Piron with our Panther Sports update.
Guys, UWM Athletic Director George Kuntz is discussing a possible settlement with the university after being placed on administrative leave. Kuntz wants to return as the active athletic director. He was placed on administrative leave April 21st by Chancellor Santiago for an undisclosed personnel reason. The Panther baseball team started off the week great with a 7-6 win over Cardinal Stritch on Tuesday. UWM was led by Ben Long with 4 hits, including the game winner in the 8th inning. The Panthers had to turn to their bullpen for relief early, but held on to get the win. The team continued their success this past weekend by taking 2 of the 3 games against Wright State. The Panthers improved to 23-20 and host Northern Illinois Wednesday at Miller Park. The women's basketball team is handing out awards for the year. At the team's annual season banquet, senior Jody McLean won MVP and Best Defensive Player honors. Junior Ashley Imperiali won Most Inspirational and Scholastic Award for the 2nd straight year. Junior Lindsay Lohr won Top Rebounder and Free Throw Shooter, along with junior Stephanie Schell winning the Iron Woman Award. Sophomore Danielle Jorgensen won an award for Most Improved. The women's volleyball team has 2 new additions for the next season. Elizabeth Eggerer is transferring from Michigan State University. Eggerer is among the top 150 players in this country as a senior at Sheboygan Christian High School. And Julie Kalinsky is joining the team as a walk-on. After she missed her final high school season due to injury, Kalinsky earned 2nd team all-conference honors for Catholic Memorial her junior year. She is expected to be ready for fall practice. That's it for Panther Sports. Back to you, Eric and Lindsay.
Thanks, Jenny. To some students, silence is golden, but try telling that to a music major.
As I found out, when the silence ends, their final exams are just beginning. not your usual utensil for taking your final exam. But for senior percussion major Nick Lang, this is his final beat.
My last one. I've done so many of these. Yeah.
These seats may be empty now, but soon friends and family of these UWM students will pour in to eagerly watch this final performance, because these students are marching to the beat of their own drum. And Nick is no exception. As the crowd pours in to take their seats, Nick nervously waits backstage until it's time to pick up the sticks one last time. From cymbals to sirens, he does it all. Nick and the ensemble watch every move of the baton to fill the room with melodies that truly move the crowd. The roar of applause is heard offstage and on as Nick plays his final note. But the music doesn't stop there. Conductors give awards to all seniors for their years of high notes.
This feels official. Feels good.
But don't worry about this being Nick's final gig, because after graduation, he has a business plan to keep the music alive.
But ultimately, just do more composition or teaching, all that. You got to be kind of an entrepreneur.
And as for his UWM percussion successors?
I don't know, a couple of them are all right. No, I'm kidding. They're great.
In Milwaukee, I'm Lindsay Mitchell for Panthervision. Nick performed his final concert at the Zalazzo Center with the UWM Wind Ensemble and Symphony Band. And let me tell you, Eric, it was a fantastic concert.
Yeah? Has your hearing recovered since then, Lindsay?
I've been working on it. The percussion majors really know how to drum those beats, and that siren was pretty insane, but it was a fantastic concert. I really enjoyed the music, and Nick Lang is pretty fantastic at what he does in that band. So
that was a cool story.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of UWM Panthervision.
Make sure to join us next week for our last newscast of the semester.
We leave you now with more from the music department at UWM.